adult. I just snapped.
You might have murdered your own child.
We noticed the mark on my grandson's eye.
I lied and told my dad at the time that my son had scratched his eye.
Doctor looks at me and says, "What happened to this child?"
One slap to the face of a 2-month-old baby cannot give it. Bleeding in the brain, bleeding in the eyes, and bruises everywhere!
I seriously had a mental breakdown.
Did you seek help when you were feeling depressed? Did you reach out to anybody?
No.
Why not?
Because you want everybody to feel bad for you.
You did not help me at all.
Joe said he got kicked up against the wall.
I never told you that I kicked my son.
Did you slap this child more than once the night this happened?
No, I did not slap him more than once.
You should have went to prison.
Everybody's here because they want to know the truth. And we're about to find out.
Tell me what you did and why you did it!
I slapped my 2-month-old son as hard as I would an adult. I just snapped. He was strapped in a bouncer seat. It kind of went back and forth. I gave my son a subdural hematoma, hemorrhage in the brain, and a contusion on his left cheek. It was pure rage when I was hitting my baby. I felt like my world was crashing around me and I didn't know how to handle it. I'm taking care of 2 babies on my own. I'm young, I was stressed, I was fighting with my boyfriend, and they were both sick. It was not my intention to slap him. I was going through major depression, lack of sleep, and I was working. I went back to work 2 weeks after having my son. When I did, it caused a lot of stress, working 40 hours a week and getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning when I'd been awake with a 2-month-old. What made me snap was doing everything by myself alone. I lied and told my dad at the time that my son had scratched his eye. My dad took him to the doctors, and when the doctor looked at his eye and they saw the bleeding on the side of the eye, they said that that wasn't caused from a scratch, that it was trauma. They immediately rushed him to the emergency room, and at the emergency room is when I came up and told them what I did. They took my kids from me that day. I just couldn't believe I could do something like that. I thought I could do everything on my own. I didn't want people to know how bad I really had gotten. Josh is my baby's father. We used to argue all the time, and now he's got a new girlfriend. And I found out about that at that time. Josh now is paying the consequences for this. I do feel guilty because of my actions, but at the same sense, I feel like Josh should own up to some of this responsibility. I believe that if he would have been there more and helped me out more, that this wouldn't have happened. I don't know why I did what I did. I do believe that I'm a good mother. I believe that I deserve to have my kids back now that I'm strong enough to handle it, and I want them back.
Josh, that's your ex on the tape. You had 2 children with her?
Yes.
And just watching it's pretty disturbing.
Yes, it is.
You know, talking about a grown woman who hit a 2-month-old child as hard as she could. Like if I walked up on stage and punched you as hard as I could, that's what she did to your baby.
Yes.
Tell me why you're here.
I'm here to get answers from my ex-girlfriend, because I don't feel that I didn't get any explanation from her in the beginning. I haven't had time to confront her. I did not confront her and ask her why she did what she did. Things haven't been easy since it's been about 2 years now. My kids are with my father right now, and I know that it's hard on him too.
Watching the tape, and she's saying it's not just all her fault, it's your fault too, that you made her basically punch your baby.
For somebody to say that I made them punch my son is childish and selfish.
To me, it sounds like somebody doesn't want to accept responsibility for what they did, and they want to find blame somewhere else. Now, you're a young guy.
Yes.
I mean, and how old are these kids?
2 and 1.
2 and 1. You're only 19 now, right?
Yes, sir.
So you obviously had children when you were very young.
17.
17 years old. I take it these aren't planned pregnancies either, right?
No, they weren't.
Okay. So, you know, accidentally you have a child, you know, not planned, you had one. How did you end up having another one?
I didn't wear a condom.
Yeah, but that's kind of my point. Why not?
I was young and stupid.
Yeah, but you get to be young and stupid for one, not 2.
Yeah, I know.
But you made the mistake again. And then what happened that you guys weren't together anymore?
We just kept arguing, and then we ended it.
You ended it.
Couple months
now,
before.
she's raising your two sons. Are you going over there helping? Are you?
She did not just raise him all, or both of them by herself. She did go back to work after my son was born. I would go over there. I'd get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go over to her apartment at 7, so she could be off to work by 8. I do everything for the kids while she's at work.
She was going to work, you were there,
Right,
and
yes.
you're watching the kids.
Yes. And when she gets home, all she has to do is make the kids dinner and get them, ready for bed. She was, really lazy. She'd come home from work. The house would, she wouldn't make a mess. She'd go over to her friend's house all night. She wouldn't,
She'd go over to her friend's house all night.
Yeah, right across
And you were
the
there
hall.
watching the kids.
Correct.
Are you giving her money from time to time?
Well, I would always contribute, yes, with the kids, but I wouldn't hand the money directly to her, no.
So you'd buy things for the
Correct,
children?
yes.
Okay, that's good enough. So what happened? I mean, she's working, you're helping out, you're contributing.
We would constantly fight, and it was mainly reason because I got a new girlfriend.
Right.
When we would fight, she would pick up my daughter and have her in her arms as we fought. I would then take the child out of her arms and place her in the bedroom, and I'd ask her, do you want to finish this? But we're not finished it with, around the kids. Then again, she just kept it going. She would always, go back to the kid, and I would leave. I would go for a walk, and I'd leave. She would follow me out, leaving the kids unattended, by themselves in the apartment. She would run around following me, chasing me. And all I want to do is just go for a walk, go to my friend's house, clear my mind. She would then go back in the house after I took off, and she would constantly call me, call me, call me. So it was more of an obsessive relationship than an actual relationship. So I asked myself, does she really love me, or is she obsessed with me? One slap to the face of a 2-month-old baby cannot give it. Bleeding in the brain, bleeding in the eyes, and bruises everywhere!
I seriously had a mental breakdown.
You might have murdered your own child. How did you find out that she hit your son with such force?
Well, I didn't find out right off the bat. My son was, he got hit, and then 2 days later he went to the doctors. The doctor asked what's wrong with his face, and my mom and Cassie's father had no clue what he was talking about. And they said, this is not a scratch, because that's what Cassie spoke up and said. And she had to get pulled out of work for this. I did not find out for 11.5 hours that night. I got a call, and I dropped down to my knees after my mom told me that my son was beaten by Cassie and that he was in the hospital. So then I hung up the phone, and I ran up to the hospital, and they would not allow me in. And I would ask why, and they couldn't give me any reasonings. At the hospital, they charged her with a misdemeanor.
They charged Cassie?
Right. He had subdural hematoma, bleeding in the brain, bleeding in the eyes, bruises all on both sides of his cheek and around his eyelids. And they charged her pretty much with a...
And how old is your son at this point?
He was almost 2 months.
2 months old?
Yes.
Now...
Now, if I would have done that, I would have went to prison.
Probably.
Well, no doubt about it.
And rightfully so. The baby suffered a hemorrhage around his eye, induced hematoma, contusion and swelling on the cheeks, bleeding in his eyes, bruises around the eyelids.
Yeah.
And those injuries were caused by one slap?
That's what she said.
Okay. What else did Cassie tell you?
She told me that she hit him in the face as hard as she could as an adult with her fist. She also said that...
She punched him?
Yes. She also said that she had a cell phone in her hand at the time. He was restrained in his bouncy seat, and I guess that he rolled over on the bouncy seat on top of his head, and he got kicked up against the wall.
She kicked him against the wall?
And he also had shaken baby syndrome. So one slap could not do all of that damages or anything, and my son was laying in the hospital for 2 weeks. It took 6 months for it to diminish.
Is your son okay now?
Yes, and
so she told you that she punched your son as hard as she could, like he was an
adult.
An adult.
Yes.
And did she get in any trouble for this?
They got her with aggravated assault, which is a Class D felony, 5 years probation.
5 years probation.
And she walks the streets. She's getting help by CPS so they can get her back with the mother, the kids back with the mother.
And the kids are with your father right now?
Correct, yes.
Okay. How come, I'm just curious, how come you don't have your children?
I had my children after the incident happened. I then turned them into my father's custody, so he'd have temporary and I'd have temporary custody. I was kind of confused, and, you know, I'm not going to make any excuses or nothing. Yeah, I did go off and party and, you know, have fun, and but then I came to
Even
realize,
after the injuries to your son, you were doing this?
yes.
You're not suffering from depression or any crazy
No,
excuse,
nothing
right?
like that, no.
So if your son suffers this really serious injury,
Because I had to go through everything that she had to.
they wanted you to go to parenting
And
classes.
get psych evaluations and
and
all
psych
that. And I said, well, how come I have to be a part of that? What did I do? Why did I have to be a part of all this if I didn't touch my son?
Right.
You know, and she would have to go, she was going through all, she only completed 60% of her classes.
Did you complete all your classes?
Yeah, right now, yes.
Oh, so
everything
you
is
finished
completed.
everything?
Yes. Now that
Because even though you felt like this was unfair, that you shouldn't have to go through this,
I
you
just
did
dropped
it
it, stopped it, waiting for the answers, and I just went and did it, yes.
so you can get your children.
Right.
Okay. I hope your focus is on taking care of your kids and not partying anymore, or not doing any foolishness. You're a young guy, but you forfeited. Although it's going out, having a great time, getting wild and crazy, you forfeited that by having kids at such an early age.
Right.
And I hope you do right by your children. You're there for them, and at least if they don't have a good mom, at least they have a good dad.
Yes.
All right, let's bring out your ex, Cassie.
Not all me, Josh. It was not all me. I didn't do just
Before you
this.
sit
You
down.
did not help me at all. It was
Before
me
you-
doing it by myself where you were out there doing what you want. And to lie about saying I threw a cell phone, it's bad enough. I know what I did to my son.
had a
I
cell
know
phone
I
in your
slapped
hand.
him. I did not have a cell phone in my hand. I never told you that I did. I never told you that I kicked my son. Yes, it's bad enough that I slapped him, but to lie about the other things that I did not do those things. So stop lying.
Cassie, one slap to the face of a 2-month-old baby cannot give it subdural hematoma, contusion, and bruises all over the eyes. And
Let me
bleeding.
put it to you this way, Josh.
One slap?
If I came up to you right now and
No.
slapped you as hard as I slapped our son, yes, I know I slapped him hard.
So you're telling me if you
I came
slap
up
me,
to you,
I'm
it's
gonna have bleeding in the brain,
listen to me.
bleeding in
You
the
would
eyes,
have
and
a bruise
bruises all
on your
over
cheek.
it?
You would
One
have,
bruise.
Yes,
One
and our
bruise
son is 2
compared
months
to
old.
one bruise compared to bleeding in the brain, bleeding in the eyes, and
Our
bruises
son
everywhere.
was 2 months
One
old.
bruise.
Did you slap this child more than once the night this happened?
No, I did not slap him more than once.
Tell me what you did and why you did it.
We're about to find out. And the results is that you
I seriously had a mental breakdown. I went through postpartum depression. I don't know damn postpartum depression.
Psych evaluator even said that you don't even have that borderline intellectual.
Intellectual functioning, that I don't have.
Are you mentally
but look
challenged?
at the other stuff. Look at dependent
What's wrong with
personality
you?
disorder, Josh. I was
You only
going
say
through
that because you
severe.
want everybody to feel bad for you.
You are saying lies because you want people to feel bad about you.
For years, you want
Okay, Josh.
everybody to look bad for you.
Okay.
one of the reasons why you said you hit your child was because you were feeling depressed, right? Did you seek help when you were feeling depressed? Did you reach out to anybody?
No.
Why not?
I felt like it was
You
my
were saying you
responsibility.
needed help from him to take care of your
I
kids.
asked him
but
for
now you
help.
start feeling a medical condition like depression and you didn't seek help?
I felt like I should do it on my own. It was my responsibility,
Do
and I
what
thought
on
I
your
could
own?
handle it. Take care of my kids by myself because that's the only thing that they had. I thought that I could do it. I thought I was strong enough, but obviously I wasn't. I broke down. I thought I didn't want anybody to know that I was that
So by
far
your
gone.
own course of action, your action led you to hit your own
It
child.
did, and it was. But there were, like I said, there were factors that led up to my depression, and that's the only thing that I'm saying against him. I know what I did was
You know
wrong.
what? There's been times in my life I've been depressed and I suffered depression or whatever you want to call it, and you feel bad and down. And I have 2 children. I'm like, you know, I make mistakes like everybody else. But one thing I don't do is wrap up my fist and
That I
cock
didn't
my
do,
own
though.
children.
It was no punch. Listen, I know that what I did was wrong,
But to say that I punched him, I did not punch him. I did slap him. Either or, no matter what it was still wrong.
He's 2 months old.
I know, it was still wrong.
Did the 2-month-old do anything that really pissed you off?
No.
He was just being a baby, right? What happened that day that made this incident happen? That
day, it was just, I was going through a lot of just thinking about everything. Later on that night, he just would not stop crying. It just became a lot of stress on me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a phone in my apartment to call anybody.
When comes the part where it's going to make me understand what you did?
You'll never understand it.
Because everything you're telling me is, I experienced it myself. Yes, it can be frustrating when a baby doesn't stop crying. You rock it, you sing to it, you sleep to it. You know, you don't give it a crack. No. I don't know how that helps.
It doesn't, and I know that what I did was wrong.
Okay. You went through the court system, and you were given 5 years probation?
And a felony, because I came forward and told the truth. That's why that they...
Should have went to jail. You should have went to prison.
I understand. I should have, and I know I should have.
You should have said, arrest me.
I know I should have been in jail, Josh. No, but the reason why is because I needed help.
You walk around town and you say, oh, my kids love me.
They do love me.
Yeah, that's why your daughter says, I seen Cassie today.
Yeah, she calls you Josh, too, so don't even go there and say she doesn't.
Whatever, Cassie.
And I don't say Josh to her, I say Daddy to her.
I don't just say my kids 2 hours every other week.
That's not my fault.
I see my kids every...
It is your fault! Hello!
That's
why you see your kids for every 2 hours, because it is your fault.
My visits would be increased if I actually had somebody.
What you did.
Did you think I'd better go get him checked out right now because I just hit him as hard as I could? You might have murdered your own child.
Tell me what you did and why you did it.
So when you did this, did you immediately realize you did something wrong?
Yeah.
You did? And what did you do?
Picked my son up and held him and cried.
You picked him up and you held him and cried.
And I rocked him to sleep.
And you rocked him to sleep. Did he seem hurt to you?
He didn't act like he was hurt. He cried a little bit, but then he was...
He cried a little bit. He cried a little bit. You didn't think like, oh my God, I just cracked the hell out of my son?
I did.
Did you think like... Did you think, man, I better go get him checked out right now because I just hit him as hard as I could? He's a 2-month-old baby. I probably should take him to the hospital?
Yeah, I did, and I was scared.
So you did think that. So why didn't you do it?
I'm scared.
Scared of what?
If you loved your son as much as you say you do, you would have done it right then and there.
What were you scared of?
I was scared that I was going to get in trouble, and that I was...
So...
I was scared I was going to lose my kids. I didn't think
hold on. So you inflicted this beatdown on your child, but then you denied it medical care because you were scared.
I don't like the fact that what I did, I feel bad for what I did.
But you don't understand, like you feel bad. Like, okay, you snapped and you hit your child. But what I don't understand is after you hit your child, you knew. And you're saying you knew what you did was terribly wrong. If for some reason your other child didn't need to go to the doctor, nobody would even discover this. Nobody would have known what you did. No. Thank God that your other child had to go to the doctor. Otherwise, you might have murdered your own child. Why are you here today?
I wanted to tell my story for one, and two, I wanted to help other mothers that were going through the depression that I went through to call and ask for help.
Hold on.
To get help, to find somebody to call. Don't make the same mistake that I did and didn't ask for help, to go and get help.
Were you jealous at all when he had this new girlfriend and you're raising the 2 kids?
I didn't even know he had a new girlfriend. All I knew was that he was taking, when I was going to work, he was taking the car seats with him to somewhere. I didn't know where. He didn't tell me where. I didn't find out that he had a girlfriend until after the incident happened.
So the girlfriend didn't cause you to hit your baby.
That is a lie.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Just like you
That's
throwing
what we
yourself
thought
into it.
about
It's
it.
me saying
That's
that.
what we
No, it
thought
isn't.
about. That's what we thought
John
about
I
is-
thought
in that
about you
apartment.
taking my kids somewhere that I didn't know.
They're
I
my
didn't know
kids.
that you.
I'm the
at
father.
work. You should at least tell me that you're taking them somewhere while I'm at work, so I'm not worried about them while I'm there.
Are you serious?
But now it's kind of crazy that you would say that because he could say, I'm scared one of my kids are ever left alone with you.
Yeah. Is there no other people with you?
Where you would take them, Josh? God knows.
And I'm going to get to John, who's your father?
My father.
Your father. I'm going to bring your father out in a second. But you were ordered to finish some classes.
Yes.
And you haven't finished them.
I didn't get to complete one class.
And why is that?
DSS, which is our CPS at home, is backing out of the case. They're no longer on the case. They were paying for me to go to my classes. I didn't get to complete my classes. My last class that I had, I didn't get to complete it because I don't have the money to pay for it.
And what is this, a parenting class?
It's a peace group for women and children that have
That
been
is
abused.
so wrong.
It's a what kind of
You
group?
had a whole year to do
Peace
it.
group for women and children
Obviously,
that
you're
have been
lying.
abused.
And this last class, what do you do in it?
You talk to a group of women
I
about
finished it all in 3
things
weeks.
that-
Sorry to tell you.
Hold on.
It's a group where women go in and
3
talk
weeks with
about their children, either what's happening.
And this is a class that you have to complete to get your children back.
Yes.
And this class where women are getting together, how much does a class like that cost?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know?
No, they
What
said
if the
it was-
class cost $10?
Then I would have completed it, but it wasn't $10.
But, well, how much is
You
it?
don't know.
I don't know how much it is. I
Well,
can't
but-
say how much it is,
but it
I know
could be
it's-
$10. It could be free. But say it's $5
not
bucks.
free.
Say it's $5 and you've denied yourself the chance to get your children back because of class you haven't finished that you don't know how to talk.
That class, the two classes that I had to take were mandatory. The one class they asked me if I would like to be in that group for women and children that have been abused. I was emotionally abused by him. Emotionally. That's what happened. And I can say there are other things, the other that have caused it too.
And why you have not, to get your children back, why have you not finished this last class?
I'm working on finishing the class.
You're saying you're working on it, but you've had a year.
That's the only class that the other classes were a lot longer.
When
than
will
I-
you finish it?
When I can have the means of finishing it.
When will you get the means?
When I can get a job.
So if I was one of your children and I said, Mommy, when are you going to finish this so I can live with you again? What do you say to me? I'm your child. Mommy, when are you going to finish that class?
As
I'm
soon
not,
as
'cause
I
I don't
can.
want you.
And when is that, Mom?
Once I get a job.
When is that, Mom?
I'm out there looking right now. I've been looking.
Okay.
And again, you don't even know
Looking,
how
you
much the
would've found
class
one.
costs. Right? It could be 10 spot.
It's not 10. I know it's not 10. If it was
100 bucks. I got $100 on my desk right now. I'll give it to you.
Did you slap this child more than once the night this happened?
No, I did not slap him more than once.
Everybody's here because they want to know the truth. And we're about to find out. How much does the class cost to get your kids back? And now, a year now. This isn't just last
That's
week.
not the only factor.
No, but this is a big factor. I don't know. What's it going to cost me to get my kids back? I don't know. Really? You don't know? As soon as you leave here, pick up the phone and go find out, all right? Your dad's here. Let's find out what he has to say. Let's bring him out. How you doing, John?
How you doing, Steve?
Thanks for being here. You're a father. It's got to be gutsy for you to come out here with this situation. This is your daughter. You know, she's done some very terrible things. She says to get her kids back, she hasn't had them for a year. All she has to do is finish this one last class, and she gets her kids back. And I ask her, why you haven't done it? Well, I don't have the money. They backed up, blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't even know how much the class
Many
costs.
excuses, Steve.
Exactly.
Period.
There you go.
You got babies having babies, is what it is. I've been here since day one, since these two kids. They were together. He's been in my home, living with me. I've been his stepfather, acting stepfather, so to speak, since this young man was 15 years old. He is my stepson. I may not be blood related to this young man, but I don't have to be.
Now, the day, you know, and then the babies did come along, and it makes, you know, it's just not them that it complicates life for. It complicates your life as a
I was the one
grandfather.
that found out about it all, Steve.
Right. And in a sense, you become a parent all over again.
Now, these kids are responsible for their own actions. Those babies aren't. They're defenseless. So I have to, as a father, go one step higher and become a grandfather and protect those kids any way I can.
Tell me what happened when you took the children to the doctors.
The day in question, Cassie was to go to work. The kids was brought over to the house. We noticed the mark on my grandson's eye. Asked her, what happened? To look at the mark, a few hours after it happened, there was no big...
Right.
It hadn't had time to swell up,
right,
get black and blue yet. There was a simple red mark there. And it was, I'm no doctor, but looking at it, I thought it's possible. Baby's nails are sharp. He could have scratched his eye. Doctor looks at me and says, what happened to this child? I tell him what she told me. He looks at me and says, I'm sorry, from one slap, a slap?
Oh, did she tell you that she slapped the child?
She lied to me right off the bat at first. She was scared because she didn't want me looking down upon her. As soon as the doctor told me that my story, from what I was told, is not consistent with these marks, that doctor looked at me like I was the one that did this to this child. I looked at him and I said, what? You got to tell me straight up. What's going on here? I mean, come on, explain to me. What is wrong here? And he said, well, I'm sorry. He goes, but honestly, he goes, one slap. There's no possible way. I'm looking at the blood that's inside the eye, and I'm telling you as a doctor, one single slap, just a simple slap, not possible, not with these marks. He says, I want you to take this little boy over to the hospital. I says, okay. Now, as a father, I'm really teed off. She's never, not once, and I'm not going to stick up for her just because I'm her father. She's never exhibited any signs whatsoever of any aggression like this, Steve. This is a good, fairly good girl. Typical teenager. Not into the big drug scene, not into the alcohol scene. She always had help. So did he. I was only a phone call away. I lived 3-4 blocks away from these two kids. I just know that everything did happen the way it happened, and when I went, instead of going right to the hospital, I went to her work. I yoked her out of work. And I looked at her and I said, I want to tell you straight out. What'd you do to your son? I slapped him, Daddy, last night. I go, don't you lie to me. So help me God, don't you lie to me. What'd you do to this little boy? She broke down crying, Steve, and she said, I slapped him last night, Daddy. I go, all right, let's go. We're going to the hospital right now. And on our way there, there's going to be police and everything there. You're going to do what you got to do as a woman to stand up. You need help. For you to do such a thing, Cassie, oh my God, I don't know what to say to you. I really don't know what to say to you right now. When we go to that hospital, I ain't saying a damn word. You're going to speak up and you're going to be the one to say what you did. And she did. She did. My whole purpose for this show today, Steve, I don't want my life broadcasted on national television like this. I'm not a fame, fortune seeker or anything like this. This young man had answers that he needed to know. He was so hell-bent, determined to not let this go, he called your show. If he's going to go through all those extremities to just get answers, I'll be here by his side to help him get those answers.
Did you slap your son more than one time? You answer no. And the results is that you since you didn't know about the class, and we were talking about it up here on stage, my staff went and did a little research on it. It's a self-pay sliding fee based on income. The lowest fee is $18. You can apply for assistance fund to reduce the fee below $18. And the highest that anybody pays for this class is $50. So I would think that, you know, just off the top of my head, that you would have qualified for the $18. For the showcase, you took a lie detector test to show us because you got a father here, you got the father of your children here, he wants answers. Everybody's here because they want to know the truth, and we're about to find out. Cassie, you took a lie detector test and you were asked, did you slap your son more than one time? You answered no. Did you throw a cell phone at your son? You answered no. Did you deliberately kick your son? You answered no. Have you ever abused your son other than the incident on November 21st, 2009? You answered no. And the results for your lie detector test is that you did not tell the truth.
See, I told you.
Gosh, I never told you. I can't do this. I didn't do that.
Wait, let's
You were asked another question. Did you abuse your son because you were jealous that Josh had a new girlfriend? You answered no, and the results for that question is that you told the truth. Now, these are one of those cases. People say, yeah, why don't you have him locked up after the show, blah, blah, blah. The truth of it is, you've already been adjudicated. You've been given 5 years probation, so there's no going back. This is more of a father wanting to know what you did. And, you know, I don't think anybody believed the story that this is just a one thing, that you slapped the child. No reasonable person is going to believe that. You did tell him at one point when you were upset that you did throw a cell phone. He's not making that up. He's not pulling these stories out of the sky. This is what you told him in a moment. Maybe you were depressed when you told him that and you don't remember. Who knows? You threw a cell phone at your child, you kicked your child, and I don't believe this was one incident and that you never did anything crazy other than that, this November 21st incident. I believe that whatever was going on in your head, you were snapping left and right and you were abusing this child. Now, the good thing is the children are in a safe place. They're with your father, is that correct?
Correct.
Seems like you got a very
Did you
good...
slap this child more than once?
No, I did not slap him more than once.
I'm telling you.
And I never told
The
you
proof's
that.
right there.
When did I tell you that I threw a cell phone at him? When?
You know what? You know nothing else is going to happen to you. You got your 5 years probation. Are you really going to tell me that that lie detector test is wrong?
I don't...
Tell me it's wrong.
I can't tell you that it's wrong because obviously it's right there.
Okay. Okay. So,
I can't say that it's
so
wrong.
there is some truthfulness in this lie detector test, right? I'm not going to ask you to go into detail, but you basically lied on that lie detector test, right?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
No,
yes,
it's not, I guess.
You say yes.
This is a test that 99.99%
So why don't you say to your dad, you know what, Dad? I did lie.
Yes, I lied.
Okay, you lied.
Cassie.
About what? I want to hear you tell me. What did you lie about? I warned you. If you brought me here in front of America and you made a fool out of me, because that is not going to take a lie. Did you slap this child more than once the night this
I
happened?
didn't
Cassie,
slap
tell
him more
me
than
yes
one
or no.
time, and I don't even remember
Cassie,
telling
your
you
son
this.
is going to grow up.
I don't even
wanting to know.
remember telling him what.
Stop. I want you to answer me one
Obviously
question
you do.
for me then. I don't want to know about anything else. I want to know one thing. That night that this happened, look at me. I'm not going to degrade you. I'm not going to abandon you. I'm not going to walk away from you. I give you my word on this as your father. But listen to me, little girl. If mentally you got a problem inside your head, you better get it fixed, because those are defenseless little babies.
If about it.
Whether you slap that child 1 time or 100 times, okay? The fact remains, you looked at me back at home and you said to me, Daddy, I know I can pass this. I know I got nothing to hide. But you know what? Something's got to be done about this, and something's got to be done about you mentally, okay? Now, whether he on the same thing, the only thing he wants is the same thing you're saying you want.
Cassie, I got kicked out of my own father's house when I was living with my children. Just last month.
And I told you
You know why? Because CPS came in and told me I have to leave because I have to do everything that you're supposed to do too, and I'm not supposed to be around my kids. And I have to have supervised visits because of what you did, and you can't own up to your own mistakes and have accountability for it, for what you did, and you can't tell me so I can tell my son and your son when he gets old enough, because he's going to see this. It ain't about calming down. She lied.
Why are you yelling in my face,
I know,
Josh?
but
what else is it going to take?
And then I'm not taking
Obviously,
this
I can't be here and baby you.
I didn't say you could. I don't expect you to. And I never
Damn right I'm not
expected-
going to.
I don't want you to.
So then tell me what you did and why you did it.
I can't tell you why I did
Why
it.
can't you?
Because you won't believe the reasons why. Because of somebody being so mentally and emotionally broken down,
Cassie,
you don't understand that.
Don't say them excuses. Just tell me what's on your mind right now of why you did it and how you did it.
Hold on. Let's, you know what?
It's simple.
Hold on, Josh. You admit that you lied on the lie detector test, right? You're never going to do those things again? I mean, in all honesty, you know, it would be like I'd get so mad and say, you know what, Casey, if I could, I'd take your kids away from you forever and never give them back to you. But that serves no purpose. Your kids, like you said, they have a mother. You're the mother, right? Do you love your children? Now, you can leave the stage, and it's all up to you what you're going to do with your life and how you're going to be as a mother. Are you really going to tell me you're going to let $18 damn stop you from being with your kids? Yeah. That's what it took.
I'm 15 years old, and 3 weeks ago I found out that my ex-girlfriend had a newborn baby.
Is Reginald the father?
I believe so. The baby doesn't even have his last name. You lay down with dogs, you catch fleas.
I will box you, kick you, and karate top you.
Both children are acting more mature than the two moms.
I was manipulated and believing I was going to have a baby.
How did you find out the baby wasn't yours?
Darker complexions were coming, her hair was getting curlier.
I thought she was yours. Oh my God!
Why?
You've been there since day one telling me I was the father.
Tomorrow.
Where do you want to be tomorrow? Do you even know what your options are? And if you have a goal, do you have a plan to get you there? At Vatterott College, the
Come experience the Steve Wilkos Show live. For free tickets, visit stevewilkos.com or call 1-877-74-STEVE. Now you know you made mistakes. What are you going to do from this point on?
Fix them.
Yeah, and are you going to make excuses why you don't have your kids? Because you keep doing that, you're never going to be happy. You're going to just live a miserable life, and your kids are going to grow up hating you because you're not there. And why? Guy didn't have the $18? Now, you need the $18 for your class. I don't want to hear excuses about I didn't have a car, I didn't have a bus.
There is no excuses like that.
Because what I'm going to say is, every excuse that you got, I'll take care of. You need to ride the class, I'll give it to you. You need $18, you need $50, you need $100, I'll give it to you. If you need help to help her, I'll help you. So there'll be no excuses here. When you leave this stage, whatever you need to do to accomplish on getting your kids back, taking whatever classes, whatever medical visits you need to go see a doctor, talk about depression or everything, because I know, I'm not going to joke around that. Postpartum, all that, dangerous, dangerous stuff. And if you need help with that, if you have it, then you need to get help. But the one thing we're not going to do on the stage is make excuses and why I didn't do this and why I didn't get help or I couldn't get my kids back. No. The only thing you're going to be able to say is, I didn't take your help, Steve, and I failed. That's the only thing that you're going to be able to say, because we are going to give you everything that you need to help yourself to get better and help you try to do the things to make you a responsible parent. Okay?
Thank you, Steve.
Good luck to you. We'll hear from you soon. Good luck to you.